Hey guys, Psychotics here. Another video coming at you. We're going to be talking about gear sets and what they're good for and how to use them for RTA specifically. Um, so we'll be looking at your Wyvern sets first. Let's go ahead and jump in here. First up, we got the crit set. Crit set's really good for damage dealers that you need to crit, which is almost all of them. It's going to give you 12% crit chance on 2 pieces. Really easy to build, and it helps you flush out your gear and allows you to roll some more maybe defensive stats or speed stats on your gear and still get that 100% crit or as close to it as you need. Next up, we got hit set. It's effectiveness by 20%. It's going to be helpful for your debuffers. Not necessarily the best choice, but if you have a good couple pieces, it can be used. But usually the 2 pieces are better used for RTA at least on something else like an immunity set or something like that, or a crit set. And last up for Wyvern, we got speed. Speed's the most versatile set in the game. No matter what your character is, whether you're a knight or a healer or a damage dealer, you're gonna want speed, and having that percent speed is gonna give you the most speed in the game, depending on your character. So that speed set is going to be more beneficial speed wise than almost anything else you can do. And I can't think of hardly any characters other than just your raw DPS like Judge Kiseis that are getting Oxlocks boosted that would not want any speed on their gear. So you can use it on everybody, so that, and you can just roll whatever gear you need as far as the substats, and it's all going to be on the same set. So it's really easy to gear that way. So speed set is definitely the most powerful in that sense because it's going to be the most versatile. You can use it for almost anybody. So you definitely want to farm a lot of speed sets. All right. Next up, we're going to have the Golem. Golem, for RTA at least, is kind of a meme. Health and defense sets are probably the more common of the three. Attack sets almost never used in RTA because speed set's just more dominant for the 4 set pieces. Attack set's going to give you 35% speed or 35% attack, which is great, but you're going to need more than just attack for most characters. Unless you're running like a burn comp, I can't see you using attack set in RTA. Health set is usable, it's just not ideal. Health set's going to help you with like probably General Purgus is a good pick. You just want to have that meaty front line. Health sets can be good. Same with defense sets. If you have a lot of health on your defense set, you can switch it out instead of a health set to get that raw HP. But those are more or less not used in RTA. I would say if you have a good health set, use it. But otherwise, try to get some of the other sets. Banshee, moving on. We have some good options for RTA in Banshee. We have the resist set, which is great for healers and tanks to get that extra effect resist, especially on your Momo, your Ruel, whoever your healers are. Effect resist set can be really helpful. It's a 2 set. It's going to give you 20% effect resist, which is really nice. Destruction set, really only useful if, in my opinion, if you're doing some sort of boost character or if you have a lot of speed on it to begin with. It's going to give you 40 crit damage, which is nice. But you can make up that crit damage on a speed set and kind of accomplishes the same thing. So unless you have a really good Banshee team, I'd say farm speed over destruction for the 4 set. Unless you're running an Oxlot's kind of push comp, then the destruction set will have more value in that sense. Lifesteal Set is a really good set for pieces. You're going to heal for 20% of the damage you deal. This is really good for bruisers if you can pull it off. You're going to heal for the damage you deal. Increases the sustain you have on your team. Really amazing for, you can put it on Charles, you can put it on ML Ken, Ravi, Ravi, all these health scaling bruisers. If you put a lifesteal set on them, they become even harder to kill. Some other non-bruisers, you got Rylot, you got Tempest are really good with lifesteal because they're so hard to kill because of their evasion, and Tempest with their S2 takes less damage, so you can heal up that damage really quickly, and you're not going to take a lot of damage because of your evasion or the passive on Tempest. So Lifesteal Set is very usable, very strong on the right characters, but not for everybody. Counterset is another really strong one for RTA. It's best used on characters that have a really strong S1, because when you counter, you're going to use your S1. So Charles is a good example. You know, you S1, you have the chance to proc the S2. Anybody with a strong debuff on the S1, so anybody that has like a defense break or a stun or something on your S1, that you can build tanky so they can take a hit. It's going to be really good on a counter set. May not be ideal, but is usable. There are some counter K-Rons running around there, which is pretty strong too. K-Ron's a strong unit. He's got that immortality, so you can build him a little less on the speed side, get some more damage in the counter set. He's going to put out some damage with that counter. Ravi is a good one because you got the CR boost on the S1, and it's a really strong set if you put it on the right character and you can proc it. It's only 20%, it's not guaranteed, but it sure feels like it when you're attacking into it. So that's a Banshee. I would say 3 out of 4 are top tier for RTA. Destruction, maybe not top tier, but definitely usable if you have the right setup with a booster or the right speeds. Alright, so we're moving on to Asmonok. Asmonok is pretty much just a mini set for Arena. Rage set is almost 100% PvE. It's going to give you a damage buff when you attack a debuff target. If you can pull it off in RTA, it'd be great, but it's really hard. It's a lot of setup, not used a lot. Unity set 2-piece, you can use it. Kind of the same role with Counterset. Strong S1 will be pretty nice to use a Unity set on if you can pull it off with the right stats. But in general, the immunity set is going to be just way better. Having that immunity at the start of the battle, so you take your turn, is going to be so amazing, stopping a lot of debuffs. Yes, it can be stripped, but they still have to strip it. So if they don't have a way to strip it, you're going to immune a lot of debuffs at the start of your turn. You don't want to put your immunity set on your really fast characters, because most likely they're going to take their turn before anybody's going to have a chance to debuff them. So like your Acolytes or your Acids, you're probably not going to want an immunity set. You're going to want something else. But on your Seaside Bologna, your K-Ron, anybody that's not going first, immunity set's a great option to put on there. If you have the right rolls, it can be really strong. The last one, we're going to briefly look at Katie's. I haven't played around with a lot of Katie sets. They're pretty new. I don't know anybody that's really running a lot of them. But for this first one, we got the Revenge set. It's going to be speed by 10% and 1% for every health lost. So it can be used, but in RTA, it seems like you're probably never going to get more benefit out of it than a speed set, because it can be so low. You're either going to want to heal yourself up, or you're going to die before you get that extra 15% speed from the health loss, in my opinion. Maybe on some really tanky champions like Alencia, Ravi could possibly pull it off, but I think there's better options. Injury set is interesting. I've seen a few people trying to make it work, but it's just, I think the other sets are stronger. So with the injury set, after you attack, you decrease the target's max health by 5%. Can only stack up to 50%, so this, you're gonna have to hit them 5 times before you get the max effect out of the set. Unless you're ultra fast, I don't see you pulling off the max stacks on it before the character's gonna die anyways. So that's why I don't see that being very, very powerful. It just seems like it takes too long for it to get its max effect, and it just doesn't seem as powerful before then. So I don't see many people running it. Like I said, maybe on like your knights if you can pull it off, like on your Fallen CC, your Ross, your Lilius, your Falconer. Maybe that could be strong, but I think on a damage dealer is really not worth it. Maybe a Basar, but you need a speed set for Basar so he can go first. So it's still, I think just speed just outweighs the benefits of injury, and that's what the theme is with a lot of these 4 sets. Is speed's just going to outweigh the benefits of the other ones. Penetration set. I've been trying to make this work on a couple characters. Could be really good on a lot of characters since it's only a 2-piece. Any damage dealer, if you can get the crit on maybe your speed set or whatever, instead of running a crit set, you run a penetration set. It's gonna be 10% defense pen. Could be good against like a pretty tanky team that's got a lot of defense. If you can pull that off on like a Kayron, maybe even an Acolia or something like that, I think it could be good. But that's gonna require a lot of gear on your other pieces so that you can make up for that lost crit set or whatever else you're missing. So, just to recap, real quick, run Wyvern. I know it's a meme, but just run Wyvern, run speed until you get a lot of good gear, a lot of good champions. Once you get everything geared out with speed, then you can start branching off into some of these other sets. Definitely farm Banshee for your resist set, Counterset, or Lifesteal. And definitely grab some immunity sets from A13. So your Banshee, your Wyvern, and your A13 are going to be your top farms for RTA because they just have the better sets. Golem is honestly got the weakest sets, probably PvE and PvP in my opinion. Same with Katie's, so just run your Banshee, run your Wyvern, and you should be good on gear sets. Like I said, speed is just amazing because it's so versatile. It can be used on any character you want. I don't think there's any character in the game, like I said, that a speed set is bad on, right? So that's what I got for you on gear sets today. We do another follow-up video on how to tell what stats each character wants. So I'm working on that video coming up next. That's going to be probably the next couple days or so. So look forward to that. Please hit a like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the video. If you have anything to add, love to hear from you guys. Thanks.